The Ukrainian armed forces have destroyed 81 tanks and 5,500 armored combat vehicles of the Russian army this year so far. These incredible statistics would have been much more modest if not for the use of the M2 Bradley. This armored personnel carrier is called the tank killer for a reason. The 40-year-old machine has repeatedly shown what it can do against Russian iron and has turned more than a dozen of the latest and not-so-new armored vehicles into scrap. When Bradley goes hunting, the enemy has nothing to hope for. Now I'm going to show you some fascinating shots of the incredible work of the M2. The M2 42 Bushmaster cannon mounted on the Bradley infantry fighting vehicle has become a key element in the successful operations of Ukrainian troops in the fight against Russian tank units in all areas where they're encountered. Despite the fact that the Bradley was developed in the 1970s, its modernization and adaptation to modern conditions allow this vehicle to remain effective on the battlefield against any enemy. You've definitely seen the video of this Bradley being used near Avdiivka. Even the newest Russian tank could not withstand the power of this seemingly nondescript IFV, and the firepower largely came as a surprise not only to the enemy, but even to the experienced U.S. military. However, this is only one of the cases we'll discuss today. Next, we'll not only talk about the combat use of the Bradley, but also show real footage of the confrontation captured on camera. Russia has always placed an armored group at the heart of any land offensive. Before the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Russia had more than 12,000 tanks. And to effectively counter such an army, backed by countless other armored vehicles, a truly effective response on the battlefield was needed. The encounter with the T-90M, T-80BVM, and the modernized version of the T-72B3 was particularly unpleasant. These tanks are equipped with advanced active defense systems such as the Arena and Afghanet systems, which significantly increase their resistance to anti-tank missiles and shells. These vehicles are highly maneuverable and capable of delivering powerful strikes over long distances, making them a serious threat. It was not always possible to hit tanks and armored vehicles with javelin or artillery, so the delivery of Bradley in early 2023 was exactly the puzzle that the Ukrainian armed forces lacked. The tactics of the Bradley in Ukraine are focused on maneuverability and fire support for the armored group. The main function of the Bradley is flanking attacks and rapid response to threats. Thanks to the incredible mobility of the turret and the latest ammunition, the Bradley is also used to support infantry. However, the most valuable part of the entire IFV is its already mentioned turret with the cannon. Although the M242 Bushmaster is not the latest development, it remains effective due to the constant improvement of ammunition and fire control systems. This 25mm automatic cannon is capable of firing both armor-piercing and high-explosive rounds, making it a versatile tool for fighting a variety of targets. The maximum rate of fire is 200 rounds per minute. We should also mention ammunition because it's truly unique. The M919 armor-piercing rounds are capable of penetrating armor up to 60mm at a distance of 1.5 kilometers, making them deadly for lightly armored vehicles and even some types of tanks. The M792 high-explosive fragmentation rounds can destroy enemy infantry, fortifications, and other equipment, making the Bradley an effective tool for supporting offensive and defensive operations. Uranium-enhanced shells are particularly effective. They contain depleted uranium, which is used in armor-piercing subcaliber shells to penetrate thick armor. Depleted uranium has a high density, about 1.7 times that of lead. This gives the projectiles significant kinetic energy upon impact. This is especially important when fighting modern tanks that have composite or multi-layer armor. Unlike other materials, depleted uranium retains a pointed shape during penetration. This allows the projectile to penetrate the armor better without losing its penetrating power. The Russians really don't like the effectiveness of these shells, which is why they constantly raise the question of the legality of their use against the occupying army. The Bradley is also equipped with a fire control system that includes thermal imagers, laser rangefinders, and weapon stabilization systems. This allows for accurate fire even on the move and in low light visibility conditions such as night operations or thick smoke on the battlefield. The Bradley is equipped with active defense systems including anti-tank missile detection and interception systems, which significantly increases the survival of the vehicle on the battlefield. In addition to its high firepower and protection, the Bradley is characterized by excellent maneuverability. The 600 horsepower diesel engine allows the vehicle to reach speeds of up to 34 miles per hour on the highway and overcome various types of obstacles, including water barriers. This allows Bradley to respond quickly to changing conditions and move to the right places to provide support. All these characteristics seem great in theory, but how does it work in practice? Finally, the moment you turned on this video has come. An incredible example of the superiority of NATO equipment on the battlefield. A Russian armored personnel carrier collides head-on with a Ukrainian Bradley. The crew of the Russian vehicle was hardly prepared for such a warm welcome. Having a gun with a lower rate of fire and less sophisticated ammunition, the APC will lose this confrontation without a chance. Trying to maneuver and escape from the heavy fire of the Bradley, the Russian vehicle cannot hide from the Ukrainian gunner. He continues to fire until the hit Russian APC hides behind a house. However, his fate is sealed, and in a few minutes, he will meet with the FPV. The video shows the power of the Bushmaster in all its glory. Just one Bradley stops an entire enemy column. Having successfully disguised itself, the American IFV starts working from the enemy's flank. The suddenness and density of the fire leaves no chance for response. The enemy's equipment is destroyed and the infantry flees in panic. The assault was thwarted. And this was done by just one Bradley crew. Such skillful use of this pre-retirement age IFV impresses even those American military who've been in Bradley for more than one campaign. Such examples of use emphasize not only the technological capabilities of the Bradley, but also the tactical advantage it provides to Ukrainian forces. The ability to destroy enemy equipment with great efficiency has changed the balance of power on the battlefield, allowing Ukrainian troops to hold their positions and inflict serious losses on Russian equipment. The use of NATO equipment has largely stabilized the front and allowed Ukraine to continue to effectively resist the Russian army. Among dozens of items, the Bradley's perhaps the most effective. This fast, mobile, and powerful combat vehicle has turned the tide of many battles. This is a great example of how proper modernization and effective tactics can defeat a superior enemy. Ukrainian troops are successfully using the capabilities of the Bradley and the tactics of rapid flanking attacks and pinpoint strikes on the most important targets. In addition, the mobility of the Bradley allows it to effectively carry out reconnaissance missions, delivering infantry under the nose of the enemy. No one expected great results from this vehicle, but its appearance on the battlefield changed the course of the war. Dozens of countries are donating hundreds of weapons, and France has not been left out. In 2023, a batch of modernized French AMX-10RCs arrived in service with the Ukrainian Marines. This vehicle did not become a puzzle for the crews, but proved its power on the battlefield from the very first days. But right now, the French tank showed everything it could do in front of the enemy and changed the course of the battle. Just look at what it can do. As I said, the AMX-10R is not a tank, it's a reconnaissance vehicle.
It's an armoured reconnaissance vehicle that truly packs a powerful punch.
The AMX-10RC has massive firepower that's unmatched by the Russian army. The 105mm cannon of this wheeled tank, in tandem with its incredible maneuverability, created many problems for the enemy on the battlefield. This gun allows the AMX to be used as a fire support vehicle in tank fighter. It skillfully maneuvers through both country lanes and spring fields while a giant heavy Russian tank tries to catch it in its sights. The only other vehicle in its category to which the AMX is inferior is the Centauro II Italian wheeled tank.
This new version has a 120mm gun.
Its predecessor is the first wheeled anti-tank vehicle in the world, with an 8x8 wheel configuration and a high-pressure cannon. But the French model is now operating on the battlefield, so let's get back to the AMX. It's opposed by the most massive creation of the Russian army, the T-72. The gunner is panicking and trying to aim the gun at a wheeled, lightly armored tank. However, he loses in this duel because of the speed of the AMX and the accuracy of the French gun. But there's a vehicle that can surpass even this speed. Mobility is the most important part of the Japanese Kamatsu Type 96 armored personnel carrier. It's powered by a 4-cylinder diesel engine with a capacity of 570 horsepower. The Kamatsu is quite fast for its size and weight of 26 tons with a top speed of 62 miles per hour. such a machine would not be out of place next to the AMX. It's also interesting to compare the French vehicle with the newest wheeled tank in the sector, the Taiwanese CM-32 Yunpao. The combat weight of this armored vehicle is about 22 tons, its length is 24 feet, and its width is 8 feet. The CM-32 is equipped with a 450 horsepower Caterpillar C9 diesel engine, which allows it to reach a top speed of 62 miles per hour. The vehicle has a range of 500 miles with this engine. The CM-32 is armed with a 20mm rapid-fire cannon. It's obvious that this representative is inferior to the AMX and proves the superiority of the French model on the battlefield. This advantage is already being felt by the Russian military, which did not even expect the AMX-10RC. An interesting fact is that this vehicle can float, which was an additional argument for the Ukrainian Marines to choose it. We don't know the facts about the use of its buoyancy, but the destruction of Russian positions on land is right in front of you. Accelerating to a maximum speed of 62 miles per hour, this tank can escape from artillery fire and Russian FPVs. When it gets as close as possible to the enemy, it deploys and aims its gun to show its power. Attention! Shot fired. A French projectile designed specifically for this tank flies out at the speed of sound. Wait a second. Hit. Reload. It's necessary to complete a combat mission as quickly as possible. Shot fired. The next projectile does not allow the enemy to raise its head to destroy the AMX-10 with a grenade launcher or anti-tank weapons. The victory in the battle is getting closer. The enemy is retreating. It's time for the wheeled tank to get out as well before it meets with artillery fire or a self-propelled artillery system with an accurate and powerful gun. After all, the strength of this machine in the context of the war in Ukraine is also a weakness. The wheelbase is very vulnerable to debris, and the armor does not withstand direct contact with enemy vehicles. That's why this tank is most often used from closed positions. But the Allies still have more to help. The US, UK, and Germany have all delivered M1A1 Abrams Challenger, the Leopard, to support the defense strategy of Kyiv. However, the French Leclerc remains absent from the war, and it is still needed. Its armor is a combination of Kevlar, ceramic, and steel. To increase survivability, the main electrical systems of the Leclerc were duplicated. In terms of armament, the French tank is also quite formidable. It's equipped with a 120mm smoothbore gun of .52 caliber, which can fire armor-piercing and high-explosive fragmentation shells.
It's about mobility. It's about some form of weapon, the firepower, and some form of protection.
The tank has an automatic 22-round loading system, which allows it to fire on the move at moving targets on rough terrain.
It's got that firepower and shock action as it's going forward as well. That really brings something new to the battlefield.
However, until this tank is available, the AMX-10RC has to show its maximum capabilities as the only representative of the French armored fleet in Ukraine. And it's doing well. The implications of using AMX are obvious. The firepower of the tank proves to be insurmountable, demonstrating its dominance in the face of challenges. Due to its weight, this model is easy to work from closed positions. When the tank's detected, a dozen shells will fly at the enemy, and the AMX will leave the scene. This tank was able to get as close to the enemy as possible and dodge its attacks. Most importantly, it saved the lives of the crew in heavy fighting. The enemy is retreating, and Ukrainian troops are gradually advancing. Despite the widespread belief that France and Germany were formerly loyal to Russia, the delivery of this machine indicates that Europe is finally breaking with the aggressor. The Empire fails to realize a single strategic goal thanks to the courage of the Ukrainian military using Western weapons, including the AMX. It quickly leaves the battlefield, and the enemy can only swallow the dust from under its wheels. Speed and firepower defeated the sluggish giant military machine of the Russia once again. In the overall situation, the presence of French tanks in Ukraine has a significant impact. French assistance strengthens the bilateral alliance between the two countries. The AMX has not only strengthened Ukrainian defense, but also sent a clear signal to the world about the capabilities of modern military equipment by showing the effectiveness of modernizing older weapons. Many countries send the latest weapons to test their effectiveness against a potential enemy. This is what the Swedes did with the Archer system. France still has something to surprise the aggressors from the east, so Ukrainians are waiting for new equipment supplies as the constant replenishment of the armed forces equipment fleets sends a clear signal to all authoritarian regimes. That's all for now. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and leave a comment. We're always interested in your opinion. Also subscribe so you don't miss our reviews of military equipment in Ukraine and other military events in the world. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.